My cheating fiancé was always too occupied to communicate, continuously making excuses, so I took legal action to finally end this. Be me, 29-year-old Nathan, living in Miami for the past few years. Work as marketing consultant for big company. Decent money, nice apartment, expensive car. Married to Victoria for almost 10 years. Think I have the perfect life. Tuesday in September, hot as hell, air hanging heavy like a wet blanket. Just got back from client meeting on South Side. Exhausted, sunburned, ready to crash. Walk into house and smell something different. Not Victoria's usual vanilla candles. This is jasmine, sweet, intimate. Someone else's scent. Victoria always uses coconut or citrus stuff. Walk into kitchen still carrying my briefcase. See her phone glowing on granite counter. Just sitting there, screen lit, unlocked. Message sitting wide open like a slap. Same time tomorrow. Miss you already. No name. Just a number. But she doesn't use heart emojis with me. Hasn't in years. Our texts are grocery lists and utility bills. Pick up milk and I'll be home late. Stare at the screen. Hands don't move, breath doesn't change. Feel like my brain hit black ice. Sliding into someplace I don't recognize. Don't touch the phone. Don't make a sound. Just stand there until screen goes dark. Like it never happened. Hear her voice upstairs singing something. From that playlist she made last winter. The one called Moonlight Sessions. Only plays it when she thinks she's alone. Or apparently when she's not alone. Walk upstairs slow. Every step heavier than the last. Guest room door cracked open. She's standing in front of mirror. Twisting her hair into that fancy clip. Wearing the red silk nightgown. The one I bought her for Valentine's Day 2 years ago. Haven't seen it in over a year. She's humming, barefoot, carefree. Like nothing in the world is wrong. Don't go in. Turn and walk to bedroom. Sit on edge of bed. Stare at framed photo from Key Largo. Her in those designer sunglasses. Holding frozen margarita smiling. Like I was the only man on earth. 10 minutes later, she walks in. Kisses top of my head. Says she's going out for sushi. Claire's picking me up. Says Claire like she knows I won't question it. Like she's counting on me not questioning it. Wait for her to leave. Don't say a word. When front door clicks shut. Go back downstairs. Phone is gone. That night, I sit in the dark. Do something I haven't done in years. Open a bottle of bourbon and pour 3 fingers neat. Not because I need it, but because I need clarity. Stare at the glass like it might tell me something. Something I don't already know. Victoria comes back late around midnight. Tiptoes in, thinks I'm asleep. Hear the shower running. Hear the low thud of her bathrobe hitting floor. Hear her slide into bed without a word. But the moment that sealed it happened next morning. Over coffee, she looks me in the eye. Says I think I'm going to take a solo trip next month. Just a weekend, clear my head. I nod like nothing's wrong. She smiles that practiced smile. Then she says it again. Call me tomorrow. And walks out the door. Don't wait for sun to set this time. Call my lawyer instead. Don't sleep that night. Lay there next to her wide awake, listening to rhythm of her breathing. So calm, so secure. Makes my skin crawl. There's a unique kind of madness. That seeps into your brain. When person lying next to you is the one tearing your life apart, and they sleep like a baby, while you drown in silence. By morning, something inside me calcified. Not going to ask her anything. Not going to snoop around. Not going to play detective in my own house. Going to play dead. Let her believe I'm still the same blind husband. Same quiet, too trusting fool she thinks she married. That's the game now. She's already dressed when I get downstairs. Tight black jeans, red lipstick, same perfume from yesterday. Jasmine again. She's humming that same tune, like she's trying to twist the knife. I'll be at the coffee shop all morning. Grabbing her keys and finishing her latte. Claire's meeting me for brunch. I smile like nothing happened. Tell Claire I said hi. Makes her pause just for a second. Flicker of something crosses her face. Not guilt. Victoria's not the type. More like irritation. That I even remembered the name. She nods and leaves. Door clicking shut like judge's gavel. Wait exactly 5 minutes. Then open my laptop. Number from text message still burned into my brain. Cross-check it with Bill from our shared phone plan. Have access because she never changed password. Number called her 12 times in past week. Never more than 6 minutes each call. Always between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. Just long enough for whisper and goodbye. Reverse, search the number. Burner phone, of course. But area code is local. Whoever it is, he's not far away. That's when I do something I never thought I'd do. Call in favor from old college buddy. Who works in private security. He owes me from job I landed him few years back. Give him the number. Just give me a name, I say. Nothing more. Takes him exactly 3 hours. Name he gives me is Tyler Knox. Doesn't ring a bell at first. Then he says he's a trainer. Works at that new gym off Ocean Drive. Elite Fitness, drives white Dodge Charger. You've probably seen it around. I had seen it. Everything comes crashing into focus. That gym membership she signed up for 2 months ago? Sudden obsession with fitness, long sessions and sore muscles. That somehow never lined up with workouts she described. The new tan lines, the extra showers. Don't even have to ask if he's married. Already know he's not. This guy isn't hiding anything. He's replacing me. That afternoon, I follow her. I know it sounds pathetic, but you have to understand, I needed to see it with my own eyes. Needed that last ounce of doubt ripped out. Like pulling a bad tooth. Watch her pull into strip mall. 2 blocks from coffee shop she said she was going to. She doesn't go inside the cafe. Walks around back and into side door. 15 minutes later, Tyler comes out. Shirtless. Grinning like he just won lottery. Don't move from my car. Just sit there with windows up. AC blasting, heart pounding like drum. 48 minutes later, she comes back out. Hair up, same clothes, different energy. She's glowing like neon sign. That night when she walks in door. I'm in kitchen chopping vegetables for stir fry. Calm like man on death row cooking final meal. She leans against fridge and says, "You're cooking. Wow, should I open wine?" Look up from cutting board. Sure, open the Merlot. She smiles, pours 2 glasses, hands me one, then says it again. Same exact words as yesterday. Call me tomorrow. Take the glass, hold it steady. Look her straight in the eye. I already did, I say. She freezes just for heartbeat. Then she laughs, but it's forced. Huh? But her eyes have already changed. Everything that comes after? Like watching buildings slowly collapse in reverse. Don't blink, don't smile, don't fidget. Just hold her gaze. Feel weight of those 4 words. Settle into air between us like thick smoke. I already did, I repeat. Quieter this time. Like sentence itself is sacred. Victoria's face doesn't fall right away. She's too trained for that. Has layers, years of practice. Reflexes built on excuses. At first she laughs again. But it's too sharp now, forced. Brittle around the edges. You're being weird, she says. Turning back to counter. Like we hadn't just crossed fault line. What does that even mean? Called who? Put the knife down. Not slamming it. Just enough for clink of steel on granite. To cut through her words. I called my lawyer. Now the smile finally cracks. Not all the way. Just flicker like candle guttering before flame dies. Her hand pauses mid-reach for wine bottle. Watch her shoulders stiffen. What are you talking about? She asks. Still playing dumb. Still trying to drag us back to surface. I followed you today, I say, voice level. You weren't at the coffee shop. Her breath catches shallow and quick. Just once, but that's all I need. She tries again, pivoting hard into mock offense. Are you serious right now? You're tracking me? I didn't need to. You're sloppy. You parked 2 blocks from where you said you'd be. Walked around back of building with man who's been calling you every night for weeks. Are you going through my phone now? Voice is louder, defensive, but I can see cracks widening. Nope, just read what popped up. While you were upstairs humming to yourself, that's when heat changes. Her mouth opens like she has monologue ready. But instead of lying, really lying, she makes mistake. She smirks. Okay, she says. Tone dipping cold, like someone flipping off switch. So what? You're suddenly the victim? Like you didn't leave me alone in this marriage? Like I wasn't drowning for years, while you buried yourself in work and gadgets? And God knows what else? There it was. Her ace, blame deflection so fast, could give you whiplash. Don't flinch. Had expected that card. Let her speak. You don't get to act like wounded hero now. She goes on. You made me feel invisible for so long, Nathan. I tried, I really did. But you were never here, not really. And Tyler, he made me feel like I mattered again. Says his name out loud. Like she wants to wound me with it. Like she's proud. It works. But not how she expected. Just stare at her. Because that was the moment everything solidified. Not just the affair. Not just Tyler. But who she really was. Woman who chose betrayal. Then tried to wear it like armor. Woman who couldn't own her choices without lashing out at mine. You matter, I repeat. Victoria, you matter so much that I've been fighting for this marriage alone while you were playing house with Jim Rat. Now she looks cornered. For flicker of second, I see something. That might have been shame, but she buries it quick, wraps herself in cruelty. You want to leave? She says. Voice hard now, lips tight. Do it. You're not some great prize, Nathan. You think I was the only one drifting? Please, you stopped being husband long time ago. Don't say word. She steps closer. You want out? Then get out. But don't pretend you're saint here. You never saw me, not once. With that, she turns her back, pours herself another glass of wine, walks into living room, like she hadn't just detonated 10 years of shared life. Stand in kitchen, letting silence settle. Letting cold hit me. House feels different now. Smaller, empty, even though she's still in it. Don't pack that night, but don't sleep either. Because in morning, I'm not going to be here. Morning is slow and deliberate. Like time giving me one final warning, before everything tips over. Don't rush. Don't speak. Move through house like it's not mine anymore. Like I'm borrowing time and place already full of ghosts. Victoria is asleep, deep, sprawled across bed, like she hadn't thrown grenade night before. Her robe half open, mouth slightly parted. No traces of guilt on her face. Just peace. That kind of peace doesn't come from reconciliation. It comes from detachment. She was already gone. Maybe she'd been gone for a long time. Shower, get dressed, pack 2 duffel bags. Just essentials. Clothes, laptop, few files from home office. Small envelope with copies of bank records. Printed 2 days ago. Don't slam drawers, don't make scene. Only sound is quiet buzz of zipper sliding closed. At 7:42 a.m. walk out front door. Don't look back. Don't go to my brother's house. Don't call friend. Book room at mid-range hotel. Paper thin walls and no view. Kind of place where people stay. When they're between lives, bed is stiff. Air conditioner clicks like it has secret to tell. Sit on edge of bed holding phone. Lawyer expecting call at 9 a.m. Have notes ready. Facts, dates, call logs, text timestamps, list of shared assets. Even have name of Jim. Tyler Knox, address of his apartment. Screenshots from GPS logs my friend pulled. But before I make call, scroll through our wedding photos. No, I shouldn't have, but needed to see her face again. The one from before. Version of Victoria that hadn't yet learned how to lie with such ease. There she was under string of garden lights, laughing into wine glass, barefoot on dock in late summer, her hand on my chest, mouth near my ear. And I saw it. There was love there once. Real raw, maybe even deep. But love without loyalty isn't love. It's theater. It's trapdoor waiting to open. Make the call. Proceed with the filing, I say. Voice doesn't shake. I want clean split. No drama, but I'm not walking away with nothing. I have documentation. Lawyer is calm, professional. Says we'll start with notice of intent to separate. Says he'll draw up first set of documents. By end of day, tells me to stay put for now. No contact with her unless it's written. I agree. At 11:16 a.m., Victoria texts me. Where are you? Not funny. Don't answer. At 12:03 she calls. Watch screen light up. Her name still sits there unchanged. Vicky with heart emoji. Let it ring. She calls again and again. Then comes flood of texts. Nathan, what is going on? Did you seriously leave? Can you grow up and talk to me? You're acting insane. Final one cuts deepest. Call me tomorrow. She doesn't know I already burned bridge. She's trying to walk back across. By 2 p.m. have email from lawyer. Process is initiated. Wheels have turned. No more pretending. No more slow poison behind closed doors. But here's part I didn't expect. At 3:47 p.m. get knock on hotel door. Not from room service. From Victoria. Stand still as knock echoes again. 3 short taps, then silence. Don't need to check peephole. No, it's her. There's different kind of weight behind sound. When it's someone who betrayed you, it lands heavier. For a moment, consider not answering. Just letting her knock until she gives up. Goes home and sits with silence she created. But something in me shifts. Not curiosity, control. Want to see what version of Victoria will show up at that door. Now that performance is over, an audience has left. Open it. She stands there in black leggings. Denim jacket thrown over tank top. Sunglasses pushed up onto head. No makeup. Eyes puffy, maybe from crying, maybe from not sleeping. Mouth pressed into thin line. But her stance says everything. Defiant, not sorry. So this is where you're hiding, she says. Like we're old roommates playing tag. Step aside without word. She walks in like she still has right. Door shuts behind her. Air between us turns to static. She turns to face me, arms crossed. You seriously left without even trying to talk to me. I tried, I say flatly. You just weren't listening. That's not fair. She moves closer, voice softening. You blindsided me, Nathan. I woke up and thought maybe you were at gym. Or grabbing coffee. Instead, I get ghosted like some one night stand. Almost laugh. She wants to talk about being ghosted. You've been disappearing for months, I say. Only difference is I didn't take my body with me. She flinches but recovers quick. So this is it. You're really going to throw away 10 years? Because I made mistake. Mistake is tripping over your words. Forgetting birthday. You planned this, Victoria. You hid it, you had options. And you chose him over and over. Her face twists, not into shame. Into anger? I needed something, Nathan. I was lonely, I was exhausted. I was tired of begging for your attention. You think this was easy for me? You didn't beg, I say, stepping toward her now. You lied. You lied with your mouth, your eyes, your body. You built Second Life and tried to keep one toe in this one, so you wouldn't lose safety net. She swallows hard. It wasn't just about him. It was about me too. I felt seen again. I nod, and now I see you too, fully. That's when mask cracked. Her voice rises. So what, you're perfect? You think you never made mistakes? You think I didn't cry myself to sleep for months? While you were buried in your work? Barely even looking at me? That's not justification. That's setup. You chose not to tell me you were unhappy. You chose to find validation in another man, instead of in your husband. You don't get to rewrite that. Victoria steps back like I'd slapped her. But there are no tears, no breakdown. Just that coldness again. She lets out short breath. Fine. If you want divorce, let's do it. But don't expect me to play villain. In your little martyr story, you already wrote yourself into that role. There was silence, heavy, final. Then she looks around room, gives bitter half laugh. Wow. Motel furniture and microwave? That's what freedom looks like, huh? No, I say, picking up keycard from nightstand. This is what dignity looks like. She stares at me second longer, then walks out without another word. Don't watch her leave. Don't need to. It takes exactly 36 hours for storm to hit. After Victoria left hotel room, I thought that was it. Truly believed that moment was final blow. Clean break. Severance of 10 years tangled into one bitter, unforgettable hour. But Victoria never went out quietly. Next day, get call from our joint bank. Hi, Mr. Carson. We noticed some unusual activity on your account. Unusual was one word for it. Victoria had transferred $14,000 from our savings to separate checking account. She just opened in her name. Move wasn't illegal yet, but it was calculated. Fast, cold. Like she'd been waiting to do it. Don't panic. Call my lawyer, update him. He files motion to freeze all non-essential joint accounts. Until divorce terms are settled, she'd made first financial strike. I made next legal one. But it doesn't stop there. That evening, get text from my mother. Nathan, why is Victoria saying you abandoned her? Next one came from my sister. Did you really walk out without explaining anything? She's devastated. Then from my friend Tony. Bro, she's saying you've been emotionally cheating for years. That true? Stare at screen. One text after another. One twisted story after another. She was already rebuilding her image, brick by brick, using me as cracked foundation. Woman who smirked in my hotel room, who said Tyler made her feel seen, who called me invisible, and walked out like winner, was now painting herself as victim. She went full spin control. Social media posts in cryptic fonts. Sometimes the one you trust most is the one who breaks you deepest. Photos of her smiling with friends, wine glass in hand. Caption: healing isn't linear, but it's honest. She was framing it and framing me. But I don't respond, don't comment, don't defend. Instead, I document every message, every post, every account withdrawal, every date, every lie, quietly, carefully, letting her build her case in public, while I build mine in court. Then came the letter. 3 pages, handwritten, delivered to hotel front desk, in cream envelope with my name in cursive. Inside was her final attempt to rewrite history in ink. Started with guilt. You were my world once. Then justification. You stopped seeing me, Nathan. I had to survive somehow. Then manipulation. If you go through with this, just know it will destroy me. Tyler isn't even in my life anymore. It was never about him. That last line sat there like joke. Like I'm supposed to believe she burned down our marriage for someone who didn't matter. But what really stunned me wasn't lies. It was signature. She didn't sign it, Victoria. She signed it, the woman you gave up on. No apology, no ownership. Just accusation in cursive. Don't write back. Instead, send letter to my lawyer. And I move out of hotel, not back to house. That place wasn't mine anymore. Rent short-term apartment downtown. No memories, no photographs, no shared drawers. Just 4 walls and key. That only fits my hand. Don't expect peace. I expect retaliation, noise, maybe even some crocodile tears? Meant for her audience. But what Victoria does next wasn't just another slap. It was precision strike, meant to humiliate, not just wound. 2 weeks after letter arrived, after silence and legal filings, and my quiet move into downtown apartment, I get tagged in post on Facebook. Not by her, by him. Tyler Knox. His account was private, but post was public and deliberate. A photo. Victoria in his lap laughing, her legs curled under her like schoolgirl, his arm across her waist, wine glasses in background. That looked a lot like their gym's rooftop patio. Caption, sometimes you don't find your person until you're finally honest with yourself. Comments flooded with congratulations. Friends of his, some of hers, mutuals I barely recognized anymore. You two look amazing together. So happy for you both. You deserve this. Real love wins. That last one stung more than I wanted. Victoria hadn't just moved on. She had rewritten entire script. She wasn't cheating wife now. She was brave soul who chose herself, found love and walked away from emotionally distant husband who didn't see her light. And I was invisible villain, gray space in her story. That same day my lawyer sends me draft proposal from her legal team. She wants the house, the furniture, spousal support for 5 years. She even has gall to request half my business's passive revenue, claiming emotional contribution to my success. Read document in silence, jaw clenched so tight. I can hear my molars grind. She wasn't just done pretending. She was ready to take what she hadn't earned and smile while doing it. Call my lawyer. No negotiation, I say. We go full defense. Drag every receipt, every message, every time stamp. I want this documented to the letter. He agrees. But even with legal gears grinding forward, what haunted me wasn't money, wasn't lies. It was how quickly someone I loved could become someone I'd never even met. Same woman who used to fall asleep on my chest after long movies. Who used to steal my fries when she said she wasn't hungry. Who once cried in car on our 2nd anniversary because she said she didn't deserve to be loved that much. Now she was posting photos like I never existed. And somewhere deep down I realized she'd probably been practicing this exit for months, maybe longer. It wasn't betrayal by impulse. It was betrayal by design. I was final scene in her old script, and Tyler was her curtain call. Courtroom wasn't dramatic like movies. No outbursts, no gavel slams, no one shouting objection. Like we were in legal thriller. It was cold, dry, clinical, gray room with beige walls, and rows of benches that made even strongest backache. After 20 minutes, Victoria sat across from me. At petitioner's table, perfectly composed, hair pinned back, black dress, subtle makeup, grieving wife aesthetic, dialed in with precision. Her lawyer, tall man in navy suit, with practiced smirk of someone who'd done this too many times, sat beside her, flipping through notes, like we were about to debate parking violations, not demolition of decade-long marriage. Me, I wore navy suit too. Noti. Wanted to look put together, but not like I was on trial. Judge asked questions. My lawyer answered. Victoria's lawyer answered. Then came financial disclosures, joint accounts, property, assets, and then what Victoria's team labeled as non-financial contributions. Implication was that Victoria had invested emotionally into my business, supported me through late nights, encouraged growth, made sacrifices. They wanted percentage of company's value. That's when I handed over flash drive, emails, calendars, spreadsheet of every weekend. She claimed to be working late, over past 9 months, compared with gym logs, GPS data, and timestamps. From her second phone number's call records. It wasn't just about proving a fare. It was about disproving contribution. Victoria didn't build my business. She didn't support it. She'd been checked out long before. Tyler entered the picture. When evidence was entered into record, her face barely changed. Just tight jaw, single blink too slow. But behind composure, I could see it. She didn't expect paper trail. Her lawyer leaned over to whisper something, and I watched her lips flatten. Then came the cross-examination. My lawyer was careful, respectful, direct. Mrs. Carson, on the following dates. You stated you were working overnight on campaigns. Would you agree? She nodded. Yes. Can you then explain why your location data places you at 428 Ocean Drive? The address of Mr. Knox, on those same evenings? She hesitated. I was visiting a friend. He raised eyebrow, multiple times a week for 3 months. Silence. Judge tilted his head slightly. Then would you consider those visits a marital contribution to respondent's company? Her lawyer objected. Overruled. She didn't answer. Her jaw tightened again. It was unraveling. The image, the script, delicate framing of her as wounded party, blurring out like overexposed photo. We broke for lunch. Victoria passed by me in hall, eyes cold, lips pursed. Then she said, just loud enough for me to hear, "You think this makes you better than me?" Don't flinch. No, I say. It just makes me free. She stared at me for beat, something flickering in her eyes. Anger, maybe regret, maybe just realization. That narrative was slipping through her fingers, like sand. She walked away without word. That afternoon, Judge denied her request. For percentage of my business, he ordered house to be sold, and proceeds split. No spousal support, no alimony. Courtroom emptied out like it never happened. Victoria didn't look at me once more before she left, but I watched her walk out those double doors. In silence, not because I wanted to see her go, but because I needed to remember that even most beautiful lies eventually get walked out on. First morning, I woke up alone, in new apartment. Felt like standing in center of long-forgotten cathedral, echoes of something sacred, but no God left inside. Walls were blank, no photographs, no decorations, just steady hum of fridge, and occasional creak from pipes. Made coffee in silence. No second mug on counter, no half-hearted morning kiss from someone halfway outdoor, and yet there was strange peace in that. Absence of performance. Don't check her social media anymore. Had blocked Tyler, muted mutual friends, unsubscribed from narratives. Courtroom hadn't given me closure, but it had given me distance, and that was more valuable than I realized. World was still spinning. My business was steady. Inbox was full. Life didn't collapse. It just stopped pretending. But there were moments that still hit hard. Like first time I saw our old house, listed on Zillow. Same living room we once danced in, now staged with fake plants. And someone else's furniture. Open house description didn't mention. Faint crack in kitchen tile, from where she dropped wine glass. During our third fight, didn't note patch of wall we painted together. In middle of night, because we were bored and laughing, just square footage and natural light. Don't cry, but something behind my ribs, tightened like thread being pulled. Then, few days later, I ran into Claire. The Claire, Victoria's supposed alibi through it all. She saw me near bookstore on 4th Street. Paused, looked like she wasn't sure if she should say something. "Hey, Nathan?" "Claire." I nodded, kept my voice even. She hesitated, then stepped closer. "I just wanted to say, I didn't know the whole story. I mean, she told me some things, but not all of it. I found out about Tyler later." I stayed silent. She made me swear not to tell anyone. Said it was temporary, that she just needed time to think. And was she thinking in his bed? Or back of his car? I asked. It wasn't cruel, just clean? Claire sighed. "I'm sorry. I know it doesn't mean much now, but I should have said something." I nodded again. We all make choices. We parted ways without more. That night I finally opened last box. I had avoided since I moved out. It was full of anniversary cards, movie stubs, little souvenirs from trips we took, quiet artifacts of life that once felt permanent. Don't burn them, don't throw them out. I packed them back up, sealed the lid, and slid it under bed, not because I wanted to keep them, but because I wasn't ready to pretend they never existed. Healing isn't movie montage. It's not new love fixing the last. It's quiet Tuesday night, where you don't think about her name. When brushing your teeth, dinner alone where you don't feel urge to text someone your plate. Sunday where silence is just silence. Not punishment. I wasn't whole yet, but I was no longer bleeding. It didn't end with fire. It ended with indifference. Few months later, I saw Victoria again. Pure chance, downtown street fair of all places. I was browsing used bookstore when I caught flash of familiar hair. In my peripheral vision, I turned and there she was, holding smoothie, laughing. At something Tyler said, he was next to her, sunglasses on, wearing that smug, always a little too cocky look, like he just walked out of reality show audition. She didn't see me, or if she did, she didn't show it. I watched her for exactly 3 seconds, then I turned back to books. There was no rage, no sadness, no spike of regret, just breath steady and full, and quiet voice in my head that said, "You made it out. Don't tell anyone. Don't text friend. Don't journal about it." Because by then, Victoria wasn't villain of my story anymore. She was just chapter I'd already closed. In months that followed, things didn't magically get better, but they did get real. I took weekend trip alone. For first time in years, I cooked more, started jogging again. I rebuilt my client list. I went to therapy, not because I was broken, but because I didn't want to carry any more weight than I had to. And slowly, piece by piece, I started choosing myself again. I stopped asking how she could lie so well. I stopped trying to find meaning in every small betrayal. I stopped replaying nights she said, "Call me tomorrow," like it was some final puzzle piece. Because here's truth no one likes to say out loud. Not every betrayal comes with warning signs. Not every liar stutters. Some betrayals are clean, quiet, and dressed in smile. But that doesn't make you stupid. It makes you human. We believe because we love, we trust because we choose to. And when that trust is broken, it's not your weakness, it's their signature. So here's my advice. If you feel it in your gut, don't wait for it to burn your life down. If you start dimming your light, just to avoid seeing cracks, flip the switch anyway. If they say, "Call me tomorrow," and something in your soul shifts, listen to it. And if you do walk away, walk all the way. Don't look back for apologies. That will never come. Don't wait for them to become person they pretended to be. Don't hand them pen and ask them to rewrite your worth. Because healing isn't loud, it's in quiet moments. Like now, writing this. Coffee in hand, sunlight on floor. No ghost left in my chest. Victoria is someone else's problem now. I am no one's fool anymore. And finally, after everything, I am